Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Rogers' rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the Champ and The Tramp, let the bomb blast.
Get it?
All right, Champ and The Tramp, welcome back. We got Nicky Rodriguez. He's the phenom, the young sensation in the jiu-jitsu world. I know Nicky because we're kind of both under the Henzo umbrella. I believe you started with Professor Bargiorno, right?
Yeah. Started with Bargiorno. I think the first time I really met you was at Ricardo Almeida's BJJ. Kind of hopped up in there. It was interesting transition for me because I came from a wrestling background, and making the transition to jiu-jitsu, you kind of interesting on like how many people you realize train it and are into it, maybe within 3 months of me training at under Steve Bargiorno, I got invited to Ricardo's and Tom DeBlas's and now I'm at Henzo's now, so it's been an interesting
so you
ride.
actually trained at DeBlas's in Forked River for a while. Where are you originally from?
So I'm from Clayton, New Jersey. It's Gloucester County. I'm like,
so you traveled a little bit in the beginning then.
Oh, a lot. Yeah. So I mean, to get the Ricardo's, hour and a half. Same thing for Tom DeBlas's, and then like 2.5, sometimes 3 to Henzo's in New York. So yeah, I travel a lot, but definitely worth it. You gotta train with the best. Be the best.
I saw DeBlas was on Gordon's podcast. Did Gordon ever train at Tom DeBlas's or no?
So it's more of an affiliate thing. Like they're real good friends, so he'll pop in, teach a seminar, or just go train in general. But like for me, I train with Tom a bunch just because I think like the cross training did me a lot of justice, especially when I first started jiu-jitsu, because I'm still kind of in a rush to learn and get better than everybody, but especially because I had such a short time frame between like when I started and the ADCC trials. So I was like, I have to pretty much get a bunch of variety of training to say, all right, I'm going to be able to compete with these guys and win come time of the trials.
Yeah. You're young, man. That's the big thing with you. 24 years old and already making a big name for yourself in the BJJ community. So that's crazy.
But you started wrestling, like you said, right?
Yeah.
And you wrestled for Clayton?
Yeah, so I wrestled Clayton High School, real small high school. Like and like it was our high school's best sport, like by far. Wrestling teams, our football team sucked, and baseball, that shit was pretty trash. But our high school team did pretty good, and I had a decent run in high school. I never placed in states or anything, but I took Scenic Region. I won districts, and then I went to college. And I was like, I'm gonna go to college just to wrestle. Like I didn't care about learning. I didn't go to class.
Pretty much Frankie's story.
Yeah, I was like, and people asked me if I regret kind of like wasting a year. I was like, I didn't waste a year at all. When I wrestled in college, I learned so much about myself. Like you don't know how far you can push it until you have to push it. You know what I mean? So
plus juggling school and grades and all that stuff.
Yeah. The GPA thing was just the work out for me. That's probably why I only went for like a year, because I was like, I like try going to class, and I don't know, you got girls there all the time, and fucking if I
your own.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely, I knew the school thing wasn't for me. I was there for one reason.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Ferrum College, a little Division III school in Virginia, and it kind of gave me an opportunity just to get away. It was like a 7-hour drive from my hometown, so I was like, I'm gonna get away and kind of see how I do by myself. And it gave me, coming from living with your parents, give me a sense of maturity as far as like having to do your laundry and get your own food, shit like that. So I think that was definitely an important role. But I mean, the shit that what I learned that I can push through in the wrestling practices, in the wrestling matches, like it was like I felt like I could take on the world. Whatever was going to come my way, I was like, I'm gonna be able to deal with it and get through it.
Confidence builder for sure. That experience,
for sure. I always talk with some guys like that have wrestled in college, and like you said, like we take that for granted. You see a lot of these young kids coming to May that didn't maybe wrestle at a high level. They just don't know what it's like to train hard. They're like, oh, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to, I don't want to overtrain. Like, bro, you got to train hard before you can overtrain. Yeah, like that's like the newest thing now. Oh, I don't want to overtrain, bro. You got to train hard first before you can overtrain. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, and there's like a whole, like the wrestlers are really good at kind of hiding injuries. Like I come from a grappling. I'm in the grappling industry now. It's like a lot of guys, they'll stub their toe and they're like fucking out for a week. So like it's a definite change in mentality. But I'm really curious, like how was it training during COVID for you? I mean, having a fight prep fucking during this craziness. It's just got to be tough.
I mean, we're kind of a small knit team anyway,
Yeah.
so it wasn't really that much of a difference.
Yeah.
And honestly, when shit was really locked down early on, I didn't really have a fight booked, but I still trained. I trained with Chris Ligori, my buddy. He came once a week, so I always had some kind of MMA. I had some grappling with somebody. Like, I always figured out a way to do it. You know,
Yeah.
It was a little adjusted, a little altered, I guess you could say. But like I said, we're a small team anyway, so it wasn't that much of a difference.
Yeah, bro. So honestly, the first time I ever seen or heard the name Frank Yeager was MTV True Life.
Yeah.
The first time I've ever seen you. Yeah.
Well, you were in fucking like 6th grade. Or
Yeah, I was in like middle school. Yeah.
That's when they followed you around for your wedding, right?
Yeah.
Yep. How much did something like that, a show like that, change your life?
Not much.
Not much. Not much in like popularity or just.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, that was like just like the budding of my career. So
Yeah.
like, you know, every fight you come home, more people notice you. You know,
I
so that
see.
kind of helped. I was the Jersey Shore star before.
Pretty much.
Roger over here.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, that's a crazy ride to think. You know, a few years later, the UFC champ. I mean, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, definitely. It's good. It's good to look back at those things sometimes. You know,
For sure.
You I mean, you got to parlay right into this question. Any interest in you in making the transition over into MMA? I mean, you're so young and you're murdering the BJJ community. Do you want at some point?
I got to be
make a
honest. I
crossover?
think about it every day because it's the only thing that really stops me besides getting punched in the face. It's always fucking terrible. Is that like I feel like the jump in money between like the guys that are not in the top 10
Right.
and the guys that are winning belts
I can
is
see
such
that.
a huge
Totally agree.
discrepancy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I like getting punched in the face for, you know, a couple $100,000, even $1 million. That's one thing, but making 40 G's, you know, I could do that grappling in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it's
Right,
like
right.
it's like for me it's I think I can find a way around to make, you know, 7-8 figures, especially at the young age that I'm at with the people that I know. Obviously, you know, I'm doing something right and getting here, but people that I know, other ventures that I'm having, and jiu-jitsu is kind of is growing at a rapid pace.
it is.
Yeah, and people don't even realize like how many people really train it because there's a lot of famous people that like, you know, as we're fans of them in their movies or in their other endeavors, you know, they're fans of us because they're watching grappling.
yeah.
So it's a give and take, and it's an interesting sport, man. Like, you know, at any given day we can have like fucking Holly Berry in jiu-jitsu practice just chilling there.
right.
So pretty nuts,
Yeah,
man.
especially at Henzo's in the city. There's always people popping in there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny how you said that, and I think that's a smart move. I mean, that's from a young guy. That's a good perspective because at the end of the day, you got to pay your bills, and we're all in this to make a living, right? And I'm not in this, but we're all on this planet to make a living and get ahead in the world. So I think that's a good perspective. But there are guys like CM Punk, for example, who, you know, that guy was making a fortune as a you know WWE wrestler, but wanted to fight for whatever reason, had a horrible showing, and then still stayed in it. Trained again for another fight and had another horrible showing, but clearly he wasn't making huge money.
I don't know. I bet he was making more money than guys that just came in.
But not more than he was in the WWE. You know, so you
No,
got to
probably not.
you got to wonder why a guy
Probably-
like that would do it.
I think it's a publicity stunt, honestly.
Well, with him, I just think honestly, 'cause if it was a publicity stunt, he would end up back in the WWE. He still hasn't been back there, and he's really not fighting anymore. I think it was like a gut check, like, oh, can I do this? I want to fucking try this. I mean, he don't even have a real amateur wrestling background. Like, he had to like almost learn from scratch at an old age. I mean,
I respect that about him, that he's got that mentality, but. You know, I don't know if he didn't put the effort in. I mean, he was, you know, Mickey Gall was a tough fighter, second fight, but I would have thought, I would have
It's a different human being.
I would have expected him to have a better showing his second time out, you know?
The thing is, when you go from like essentially a fake wrestling, you know, you're acting out all these movements. It's probably a sense of like when you win a WWE match, you probably have like a sense of I don't know, like success, you know, but it's not the same success as you would in like a wrestling match or a fight. You know, it's a different kind of human being. Yeah, like the responses that a real like fighter has is it's completely different than anybody that anything you're gonna see anywhere else in any other sport.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely got to give him props for trying, and everyone's got on him because like, oh, it's messed up. I've been trying to get in UFC for years, and this guy just gets to hop in. I'm like, yo, babe, that's life, man. He did something in his life to make people want to see him win a fight or lose a fight. You know what I mean? That matters.
And he probably brought some crossover fans over with him.
Absolutely.
I mean, Brock obviously brought a ton, but you know, you asked Frankie how training for COVID, you know, through COVID rather affected, you know, and what it entailed. How about you with tournaments that you're doing? I mean, how is that?
Have there been many competitions? They're having them, right?
Yeah, there's more competitions now, like super fights, and they're starting to get back into tournaments and stuff. But for me, training wise, they didn't change except for like the first 3 months of COVID. I couldn't lift because there was just even my gym and like my apartment complex closed. So I was like, body weight workouts only gonna do so much, and mentally, like it fucked me up because I was like, I'm so used to being like having a pump all the time, looking fucking my tip top shape, and now I can't lift. I can only do cardio.
My first day back in the gym today in 6 months, bro. It sucked.
Yeah, it's tough. And then it's a whole thing. Like when you go from
shut up, bitch. Shut up.
When you go from like not working out to working out hard again, your body's like, what the fuck is going on? So that was a little bit tough. And then now I'm back to 2 a days every day. So I'm get back in the swing of things. But definitely miss my lifting weights. And I had one competition like before I got back into lifting, and like mentally I could tell like I wasn't as confident as I usually was. Like I was confident going in. I'm like, I'm gonna win.
Was that the Cyborg?
No, it was a third coast grappling. I ended up losing the match, ref decision. Depends what ref is reffing. You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, so I lost the decision. But definitely I could tell that like even though I was telling myself like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, whatever, like there's a little bit of me that like if I was lifting, I would be like, oh, there's fucking no chance, you know what I mean? Right. So for me, like I'm a little bit addicted to fucking bodybuilding, but I love it, and I think it gives me a little extra edge on these guys for sure.
Well, I mean, I think that's your biggest asset right now is you're just a fucking athlete and a half, man. On these dudes, they can't move like you, they're not aggressive like you. I mean, that's what I see. I mean, what? When you did ADCC, how long you been competing or training for?
So when I won the trials, it was 8 months, and then when I took second place ADCC, I want to say about a year and a half of
year and a half, yeah. And you just outworked these guys. That's what came down to, bro. You know what I mean? You outworked them and fucking got in their face the whole time.
Pretty much, I saw a loophole. I was like, all right. Before I started jiu-jitsu, I had like a little bit of social media following because I signed with Wilhelmina, which is a modeling agency. So after I signed with them, I was posting pictures on social media. I was like, I think I had maybe 20,000 followers before I started grappling. So already it kind of had people like
following.
A little bit of following, yeah. And then when I started meeting guys like Gordon, Gary Tonin, like that just boosted up a little bit. But then like, so people were kind of worry of me because they were like, all right, he's training with these guys, but is it just
smoke?
Clout? Yeah, is it just smoke? Yeah. So once I showed up at the trials and I got some subs there, they were like, okay, this guy's pretty legit. Yeah. So let's see what he does at ADCC. ADCC came, and I was like, before the match, there's this big guy called Muhammad Ali. It's just a huge Brazilian. He's like 260, 6'4", just massive guy. And I was like, I guarantee they're gonna give me this guy like my first match just because it just looks good on paper. Two massive fucking human beings going at it, and I was just like, all right, if all these heavyweights are gonna fucking stand up with me, like these guys aren't gonna pull guard. You know what I mean? It's a pride thing. It's like, and I was like, there's literally no chance they can out wrestle me. So I just fucking hand fought till I got nice and tired, and then took my shots when I could, man. I just came in with that game plan because I didn't know much like submission grappling. I was just like, I'll work these guys, get them tired, and get them to fall into my game plan pretty much.
Yeah, that was impressive, man.
Worked out for you,
yeah, for sure. I know. You ever compete any grappling?
Early, never Nagas and Grappler's Quest. Yeah.
How about you? You train at all?
No, never. I grew up in a little town of Maine. I mean, I'm just
He trained a little bit.
Well, I mean, fucking around shit, not really. Trained with Frankie a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Not nothing crazy. I mean, never did any.
I showed him the Father Nelson.
Yeah. No, I guess a little bit in the barn back in there. You ever heard of the barn? Kind of a legendary place. Steve Rivera's Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, he's been there.
We trained there. Well, a couple days a week, maybe something like that.
Yeah, way back in 08.
Way back, yeah. I'm an old man now. I'm 40. My fighting days are over, but I'm definitely a fan. I've definitely been an MMA fan forever. Been watching UFC since UFC 1. So obviously what you do is one dynamic of it, which is why it interests me so much to see if you ever want to make a run at the
I do think I could do well in the cage.
I say, listen, you're a big dude.
Do any boxing? You practice?
I mean, I've throw hands a little bit, here and there, but
but you're as athletic as you are, as big as you are, that like right now you're better than you're top 50 already. You know what I'm saying? Just by being as athletic as you are.
I think honestly, if I take down anybody in the heavyweight division, it's going to be a problem. But it's getting past those hands. You know what I mean? Like because I have a guy like Francis Ngannou to be in my weight class, so fucking a huge person. So having somebody like that stand across the cage with me would be I think change in mentality. Like yeah, I'm a tough guy. I fucking grapple. I go hard, whatever. But to step in the cage with another human that fucking wants to do.
Did you watch Frankie's last fight?
I watched some bits and pieces. Yeah, close fight. Tough
I was
fight.
on the edge of my seat that whole fight.
Yeah.
It was just a fucking war.
Yeah.
Most of his fights are wars.
Most of it, exactly.
Yeah.
I had to say, I was gonna say most of fucking fights are the battles, man.
Yeah, I that's sometimes you gotta take a couple to give a couple.
Couple,
you know what I mean?
bro. You got 8 hours in the fucking ring, and
yeah.
most of that has been just utter warfare. You know, so
Yeah, I'm still fucking taking.
I mean, you're OG of the fight game, man. How many fights do you have in UFC?
I think 27 now.
Wow,
27 fights UFC,
and that's 10 years.
It'll be 14 in February. 14 years I've been in UFC.
Your New Jersey brother, I think, is just ahead of you, though, isn't he?
Jim Miller.
Jim Miller.
I was been in longer than he has, but he has more fights.
More fights, right? Yeah. Good dude, though.
Yeah.
He lost his last one, I think, didn't he?
He did a fucking phenomenal fight, though, man. A really great fight.
Good dude.
He puts on the line every time, too.
He does.
Man.
He does.
When did you make your mind up? You were like, I want to fight. Like, this is going to be my career.
When I was a senior in college, well, I didn't know as far as my career, but I was a senior in college, and that's the first season Ultimate Fighter 1 was out, and I seen Koscheck. And he went to Edinburgh and went to Clarion, so we kind of like knew each other somewhat. I'm like, damn, like he's fucking doing good. I'm like, I could try this shit. And I just started. I literally graduated end of May, and I came home, started working for my father. He was on the plumbing company. I got in the union, but I found a place. I started training. It was in Point Pleasant. It was actually Kurt Pellegrino's old school. He left, and I just stayed there and fucking.
Well, I thought you started with Rhino.
Yeah, that was Rhino.
Oh, that was Rhino.
Turned
Okay.
into Rhino, and yeah, I started training. I fought like fucking a month later.
Wow.
In like some underground show.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I got into the UFC. I tried to fill a fight. I didn't get in, but I got in. But they asked me to be a late replacement. I got in, and I was still working my full-time job until my third fight in the UFC.
No.
Yeah, because I mean, I had a condo. I had to pay bills and shit.
Yeah,
And it was the money. I was like 3-3 was my first fight, like you were talking about. You know.
Yeah.
He made a little money. Actually, I won fight of the night. My first fight, I won 20 G's bonus.
Oh.
I made 3-3 for the fucking fight. I won 20 G's bonus. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's big time. Then.
Yeah. I bought a Benz and shit. Oh, man. I did. I was working.
Did you really?
Fuck you. Listen, I used Benz, but well, like I mean, if I was working fucking 6 days, 7 days a week, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna buy some. I deserve this shit.
Fucking baller
status. I feel that. Dude, I mean, like my first check, my first like little bit of money from jiu-jitsu was like $7,000. Pretty much, I did after I won the trials. I made a little bit of name for myself, so I did a tournament called the Nicky Rod Challenge, where they just flew me down to Miami. They had a bunch of people apply, and I had like 3 matches in one day. Made 7 G's, and I was like. To me, I was like piss poor at the time. Like I only had gas money to get to practice. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, $7,000. This will fucking last me a little bit. And then ADCC came. I was good after that. But I was like, it's interesting. Like
those are the best stories, man.
For sure.
Those are the best stories. You know what I mean? I love stories like that.
Rags to riches type thing.
Most guys, I think, in that industry. I've heard of a few names that come from money. What's his name? What's the kid that just went over to one fight championship? Young guy.
Sage Northcutt.
Sage, I heard he's well-to-do. Comes from a very well-to-do family. I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I heard. But
they own
I love.
Like a ministry or something.
I don't know about that, but I just heard he's from Texas, right?
You ever meet him?
I haven't met him, but
sister fights too, right?
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Edgar. How you doing, Mr. Edgar?
Yeah.
I'm like, what up, bro? Eddie said he was like, yeah, this is kind of fucked up. It's funny. Eddie Alvarez said he did a signing with him, and people came up. He's like, oh, that's a cool picture. Like, red or, what are you signing, red or blue? The guy like, blue. Oh, that's a cool color. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, man. Dude, Eddie packed some pounds on in the offseason. I'll tell you that much.
He get thick. Hell yeah. Dude, I trained him a little bit getting ready for this fight. I'm getting fucking tiny. He's fucking like 185, 190. I'm like, dude,
wow.
Damn. Thank God he's nice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So who do you think is your main training partner? Is it Gordon for the most part? I mean,
Yeah, Gordon Craig Jones pretty much my main training
Craig's
partners.
there a lot. Is he lives up there too?
Yeah, he lives in Hoboken. Gordon
wow.
lives in somewhere up north.
Gordon's doing well. I saw he just bought a beautiful house. He's got some pimp rides. Good for him, man. Good for him.
He's doing good. I think that social media has a huge aspect.
Absolutely.
Of it, you know? Yeah, I think in life it's a popularity contest.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
there's a whole marketability to that I never realized when I was doing, the show he was just talking about. I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't even have a social media. I deleted it because I causing problems in my relationship, I guess. And if I'd have realized, the marketability of it and started it earlier, there's so much money to be made with a big following.
It's very true. We got guys like in that I practice with that have 5,000 followers with the same guys with the same accolades. The guy has 20,000,
Right.
Yeah,
and it's like this guy's getting double your
Right.
money because it's just popularity.
Right.
Same accolades, just.
But what you post, your personality,
It matters.
cockiness.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets you followers. You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
In the social media world, at least. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely have to be a little
Yeah.
like for me, I was more of a introvert, and so it took me a little longer to.
You ain't got no problem talking shit now.
No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
You do.
You gotta pay the
do.
bills.
But you got to
man.
back it up too, and you
Yeah.
seem to. So
Yeah, for sure.
You can't talk shit and not back it up. Not in
Yeah.
this day. I mean,
Right.
you don't really see it often. You'll see guys talk shit, and then once they start losing, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
enough with the talking
Right,
shit,
right,
bro.
right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like even Conor, man, he fucking backed his shit up for the
He
longest
did.
time.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta give
Bro,
it
he
to him.
talked
Yeah.
himself into a $100 million boxing match
Yeah.
and never had a boxing match before in his life.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, he's that good,
Yeah.
and I'm not hating on him for it at all.
No, that's a man with a game plan right there. That's,
Totally,
yeah,
man.
Absolutely.
He's sailing around the world on yachts right now, and the rest of us are scratching our head like, how the fuck did he do that?
He's
Yeah.
beating
You
up
know?
old guys in bars.
Yeah,
I'm sitting in my basement
He's
with
sitting
an old
next to
guy.
an old guy in bar. Yeah.
Shit.
And he was only in the UFC 4 years, 5 years was pretty much his
Something like
run.
that, yeah. I mean,
Not
I guess
long.
he's
Comes
in
and
and
goes.
out, you know.
He had a lot of hype. Came over from Ireland. I think Marcus Brimage was his first fight, right?
I believe so.
Looked
yeah.
great at that fight, and then he just started. His mouth got him the fights, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
he's good though. I mean, honestly, he could probably be a fucking comedian or an actor. Or
yeah.
something.
He's
Yeah.
witty. He's
Yeah.
he's witty. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some say for people that can just kind of talk on the go. Like you don't need a script.
Right.
Some actors need a script and shit,
Yeah.
but somebody could just go
I
on
do
the fly.
know Conor, like he prepares though.
Oh, does he? Yeah, practicing the real.
I heard he preps. Yeah.
You know who's good and like off the cuff needs no script at all is Biden. Have you guys seen any of the talk shows?
Oh wow.
This guy's the worst.
My guys at Henzo's trying to talk to me about politics, and I fucking know nothing.
Well, listen, I mean, you're 24, and I probably was. I mean, I voted ever since I was 18, but I wasn't super political. But I kind of just had an idea of what I liked, and my parents were both, wanted me to vote, so I did. But Gordon is pretty political, man. He weighs in pretty heavy.
I don't know how he has time for it, man.
I
goes
follow
in- he
his
goes
shit.
in
He
on
goes
our,
in, bro.
on our
He
governor.
goes the fuck in. That's
On
a
the
whole nother, from the BJJ world and being an athlete, and he weighs in, and he weighs in with confidence. But
yeah, I
he's
think that's
been-
risky business. I mean, for me, like he does well. Because,
how so? Sponsorship wise?
It just as far as like creating enemies. Like I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
want to burn a bridge. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like I don't care who you are. I'd probably if Joe Biden, if I ever met him, I'd probably want him more as a friend than enemy. So
Yeah, I would be respectful.
for sure.
But it's about being. I feel like to be super famous, and you need that though.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to be that guy either. I'm kind of like
I'm
I don't
same.
put my I don't have a horse in a race usually. I don't really fucking have a big mouth and do all that stuff. But like you got to be polarizing. Polarizing meaning like
Right.
you got these people all want to see you win and these people all want to see you
Right.
lose. But
Everybody knows your name.
Everybody's
Everybody
tuning
knows
the
your
fuck
name.
in, you know.
Yep.
And like, dude, I mean, the most famous people in the world, they're not famous. They're fucking infamous. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like, who's the most the Mike Tyson? But that's the most famous guy in the world.
Scary dude.
Yeah, scary dude. Like he was the best champ, the youngest champ ever. But he also has a rape charge on him.
Right.
Muhammad Ali, most famous guy in the world. But he fucking defied the military and did all that shit. You know what I mean? There's always something,
Right.
with that.
Bigger
Michael
story,
Jackson fucking might have touched little boys. You know what I mean? There's always something.
Might have
bro.
definitely touched.
Yeah,
little
you
boys.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, it's like you got to be infamous, and I mean, I'm not, I always say like, fuck it.
That's
Come
got to
on.
be a tough road to walk, though. I wouldn't want to walk it. Would you?
No, but I
would-
mean, like, I just figured, hey, if something goes haywire and I end up fucking smacking someone up, I'm like, fuck, it's probably gonna help me out in the long run. Anyway. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I'll have to deal with it for maybe do a little jail time or something, but eventually I'll be fucking infamous. It's all right.
But that was you early on, man. You got the best stories fighting on the boardwalk. How about you, Nicky? You ever get any scraps outside of?
Honestly,
You got-
I never got like when I was a kid, not too many scraps. 'Cause I was always like
You're big,
bigger,
bro.
bigger.
Big, dude. You know,
I was big and nice.
What is your height?
I'm 6'3"
6'3".
and like 245.
Okay.
Yeah, how about you?
How you?
About 6'4". I just weighed in at the gym today. I was 249. So.
249. Yeah.
But I'm out of shape as shit, bro. So we ain't taking our shirts off on the show.
Yeah, actually my goal weight, I want to get like a 255 and then cut down.
All
You know,
right.
be like 10%.
Were you always a big kid? Actually, no. I saw you posted a picture not that long ago, but it was probably a young you. You were like,
So
doing
I
your-
graduated high school at 170 pounds.
Okay.
So I mean, I wrestled at 170 pounds. So cutting from like maybe 85 or 185 to 170, but I was still like pretty tall. I was like 6'2" in high school. And then like when I lost my last match in states, I was like, I'm fucking done losing. Like I literally watched the movie Pain and Gain that night, and I didn't stop lifting. I'm like, I'm just gonna get fucking swole. College kid, college year came around, and I literally went from cutting to 170. I blew up to 225, and just kept lifting. I did way better in wrestling because these guys were like slower, and it seemed like I kept the speed, from 170ish. So I bulked up and wrestled 197 in college and did pretty well, and I was like I think I'm gonna just get as big as possible. So I just fucking kept lifting ever since, man. It's been like 6 years.
I'm a skinny guy too. I mean, again, I'm not an athlete, but when you're tall, 6'4", obviously graduated high school 6'4", and you're that tall, lanky, you just want to be bigger, man. You know what I mean, to fill out that frame. So I moved to Jersey. And for me, it was girls. It was all about girls. All my friends, everybody's on sauce in Jersey. All my, these people I would meet, and they're all juiced to the gills. I didn't even know anything about steroids at the time, and everybody's getting these smoke show girls. And I'm like, why aren't these girls talking to me at the club? And I look in the mirror, and I'm like, because you're a fucking pipsqueak with a bird chest. So, you know what I mean? So, obviously, back in the day, the boys hooked me up with little stuff, hit the gym, started lifting weights, and before I knew it, I married a girl from Jersey Shore.
That's how it goes.
Mission complete.
Mission complete. Jesus. Yeah. I got pretty big, and honestly, I feel like the food was such an important part. Like I was eating, I still do. I mean, eat constantly, but like I feel like guys that try to put size on, you have to eat your body weight and protein, like bare minimum.
If you watch anything that big bodybuilder guys talk about, that is so key. Rich Piana talks about it all the time. He's like,
it's a shame he passed away, man.
It is, man. He talks about it all the time. He's like, bro, I don't want to eat. I'm sick of fucking eating, but I got to eat because I want to be huge. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. That's he passed away a few years ago, but honestly when I was learning, I'm still learning now, but when I first started learning about like lifting, he was one of the guys I was like on YouTube, Rich Piana, he drops tons of knowledge and info. It's like
he was honest about stuff. I mean, he got a lot of hate for it, but
it real.
I respected him for it. Yeah, the whole 5%er thing I think is still going on, isn't it?
Yeah, he still sells stuff. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, man. Like it seems like from jiu-jitsu I can obviously jump into any different world, but I gotta be honest, supplement companies probably has to be a pretty tough world. Gotta get shit passed by FDA, gotta get it in stores, shit like that. You ever think about opening up like anything on the side?
I do. I'm part owner of Iron Army.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You sponsor Daniel Kelly, right? Iron Army. She's like jiu-jitsu girl.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
A couple other jiu-jitsu girls too, I think. Edson Barboza.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is tough though with all the whole. We use a facility. It's not, but it's we don't have the NSF certification. It costs man fucking money. But we use a facility where you're not allowed. But banned substances aren't even allowed in the building. You know what I mean? So at least you have peace of mind. Like for me, especially with USADA and shit.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, I tainted something." I'm like, I don't know about that. I think you tainted your fucking something, my man.
You guys must have watched the documentary all about doing steroids. The
Icarus.
No. Was that his name? No. That's the bike. That's the it's not.
I mean, it was about a guy doing a bike race, right. He pretty much uncovered like what the Russia.
I'm talking about the one. There's a part 1 and a part 2. I can't think of the name of it anyway. But the guy wanted to see how hard it was to start his own supplement company. And it was very simple. I mean, he literally went to Home Depot, picked up a bunch of Mexicans, brought them, and 90% of what he was putting in it was like cornmeal.
Wow!
Yeah.
And then you have to label it on the back. I mean, this may have changed.
There's no FDA. That's why I can get away with shit.
It may have changed because this movie's probably a decade old. But you have to label it as shit. What was it
every
called?
single supplement thing has like these statements are not supported or by FDA because they don't have to be.
Right.
Oh wow!
Right.
Makes your life a little bit easier if you're trying to sell. Then
but then that's where the NSF and all this other stuff comes in.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't think of the name of that movie. It's gonna drive
Your parents like tall?
My dad's like 6'2", mom's like 5'1" maybe, so she's a little small.
Yeah.
But yeah, dad's a big boy, and I have an older brother. He's like 5'10", 5'9" ish.
Yeah, still tall.
Yeah,
tall for me.
Yeah. I feel you.
You got a brother though too, right?
Yeah, I got a little brother. He's 18 and fresh out of high school and working a little bit, looking to get in the grappling eventually.
Nice.
Yeah,
bigger, stronger, faster.
He wrestled too, right?
Yeah. He was so I like took second region. He I think 2-time region champ.
Oh, nice.
Never placed in states, but
Very
tough,
cool.
tough
Very
kid,
cool.
tough kid.
Wants to follow in your footsteps, or
I think so. I think he wants to grapple, get on the mats.
Yeah.
I tell him it's it's fun. You just have to be consistent. Just fucking do it every day, and you'll get good at it. Yeah. It's a different mindset. It's like it's interesting because like from wrestling, you just gotta put your foot on the gas and keep going, and they're like more reps will lead to more success. Right. And in jiu-jitsu, you really have to slow it down and think about it. It's more of an intellectual sport. So I had to take the kind of the aggression off of it in practice at least, so I could just learn more. Definitely a different aspect of it.
It is. I mean, I always say, wrestling's definitely think a man's game too. I don't want to say that, like take away from that, but wrestling is like fucking, you go hard, I'm gonna go harder. Who could go harder? Just like you go hard, I'm gonna think about do something where you don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I was reading, some guys were saying that you're kind of notorious for going hard, but guys were weighing in on your side too, saying, listen, I've rolled with him in practice. I'm 150 pounds, and he can turn it on and off when he wants to. He's not fucking slamming me all around like a rag doll, but when he's in a tournament, it's a different story. He's there to win, So yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed this big dude the first time. He was good. He was nice to me.
Yeah, we
he didn't break me. He didn't break me. I think what I said to him, I'm like, yo, don't break me, bro.
Yeah, it's fun. That's the thing too. You get to roll with fucking guys like Frank Yeager, and it's like no worry because you can control your body.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to wrestle with a smaller guy because everything's explosion.
Yeah,
a lot of times you're using strength.
Yeah, it's almost hard not to use it. When you don't use it, you're like fucking hurt yourself almost.
Yeah, Yeah, bro. How was it wrestling at Rutgers? You were there pretty much your whole career, right?
No, I went to school at Clarendon University.
Okay.
But when I graduated, came back, coached wrestling a little bit, and then when I first got into UFC, I was coaching for Rutgers for 2 years, and I'm still involved with them all the time. I'm up there, training with them, so I see up there sometimes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you set a couple records up there for like strength and conditioning shit,
No,
like most pull-ups, most?
I did that with Martin Rooney.
Oh, I thought that was
at
at
Parisi Speed School. Yeah, I did a bunch. They did like I don't know what it was. It was like bench. I don't know if it was 3 minutes or as many as you could do in 3 minutes.
Yeah,
bench, dips, and pull-ups. I fucking crushed that shit.
Pretty fucking tough. Yeah. Dude, I feel like I'm the terrible at the functional stuff. Like I'm good, like strong on the mat. I'm like okay, training arms. But like if you ask me to deadlift, it's gonna be embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm terrible. My bench.
I'm not a big lifter. I mean, I lift. I lift. I definitely do it a lot. Not so much bodybuild lift, but that's what I ask you. Like,
well, just to stay healthy though, right? It's like your body's armor.
I fucking I like working out. What I do,
Yeah.
But what kind of do you lift? Like a bodybuilder?
Yeah,
I always see like you and Gordon. Like I did 2 body parts or something, like chest and try. Like,
I love lifting for the pump, like definitely bodybuilder style, high reps. Like
I don't think that's bad though.
No. I mean, in my mind, right? I'm like, if I have, sometimes I'm gonna have to squeeze this rear naked choke for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it's like if I only do 5 reps, that's not gonna give me 2 minutes worth of squeeze. I do 20 reps, it's gonna be a little different. Yeah,
that's how bodybuilding is though. More high reps, right?
Yeah,
you want to hurt your muscles, you want to damage your muscles so they heal.
Yep, exactly.
How injury prone is BJJ? And you're a young guy. How long do you think you can do this for?
I mean,
stay healthy.
I think if you're smart, like you have guys like Cyborg, he's in his 40s, I think, and he competes pretty frequently. I think if you're smart, you can last a long time.
I think so.
I never had any serious injury, breaking fingers, shit like that, but nothing serious that where I had need surgery or anything. And it's because I grapple smart, and I feel like I only get injured like when I'm not going hard. Like if we're like drilling and this guy's going like a little bit harder than I'm going, or I'm just like kind of taking it too easy that day, something will happen.
Really?
Yeah. No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard wrestling like smaller people because you got to go light, and that's when you're hurting yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, it's better to go hard because you're doing everything full speed. When you're thinking about stuff and then you're doing shit fast, half speed, that's when the shit can happen.
Yeah, it's nuts. What was your like? If there's one fight that you say this changed my career a little bit, what would you say?
I'm gonna say the Sean Shirk fight.
Really?
Sean Shirk, yeah. Because for me, I lost to Manor was my first loss, and then after that I fought Hermes Franca. Hermes Franca fought for the title. So I was like, I beat him. He fought for the title. So I'm like, all right, I'm a contender.
Remember that fight? He had green hair, right?
Yeah. And then I fight tonight too. And then I fought Sean Shirk, I think, that next fight. And he was the former champion. You know what I mean? Fucking former champion. He only lost to fucking George St. Pierre and Matt Hughes at the time.
Wow.
And maybe BJ
huge
Penn.
dude.
No, I don't even know if he lost to BJ. I don't even know if he lost to BJ Penn at the time, And he lost to those 3. So fucking beating him, I was like, all right. And I know.
I think that's really where you kind of showcase your hands too on that fight.
Yeah,
right?
it was. I knew he'd be hard to take down. He's fucking short. I think he's shorter than me. You know what I'm saying? And fucking a lot more packed than I was. I was at 55. I barely weighed 55. So I knew the takedowns were going to be... I did take him down once, though, but I knew the takedowns were going to be hard.
Yeah.
And so I just boxed him up, man. It's a lot quicker than him, you know.
What weight class do you feel like? Because I know you fluctuate a lot. You know, what I mean, you fall in
Yeah.
3 different weight classes.
Yeah.
What would you say you feel the most explosive at?
Honestly, this last fight I felt the best, probably.
Really?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
crazy.
guys are my
That is
size.
crazy to fucking hear that, bro. You've 28 fights
honestly,
in the
the
UFC,
reason I think- the reason
13 years, and this was the fight where you felt the best. That's
I mean,
that's a good thing, but it's mind-blowing.
The reason I say that is because at 55, I was, I mean, I definitely felt good because I didn't cut 0 weight, so it wasn't like I was affected by it at all. 45, I've really cut minimal weight too, but I was giving up size on both those weight classes. Here, I'm really not giving up much size, and honestly, I was forced to be super disciplined for this. I wanted to make sure I did it right.
Yeah.
I haven't been to 35 since I was a senior in high school. It's fucking 20 years ago.
Wow.
So I was like, I want to make sure I do this right. So I'm a little anal too, like when I do my shit. And I was way ahead of where at the target weight every week, just to make sure.
Dude, I saw you like 3 weeks ago at wrestling practice. You were shredded. I was like, bro, how's he gonna lose this weight?
Yeah, and I still had like 15 to go at that point,
Yeah.
But I got down, got easy, and you know what it was? During camp, every sparring, I spar 2-3 times a week. I usually have one where I'm like, I tell Mark, damn, I'm fucking tired. I feel like shit. And I didn't have that at all. And I think it's just because I put good fuel in my body. Like, dude, I notice it. As you get older, I don't know. You're young, maybe you don't notice that. But
I eat well.
But I notice now, when I put like this, having these drinks, I'll feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not training. I'm taking a little bit of time off, so it's all right. But I noticed putting shit in my body, I feel so much better, man. So much,
Yeah, I think that nutrition has a huge part in it. I mean, honestly, especially as you age, you have to give your body the right type of fuel and enough fuel. Like a lot of times, guys just aren't eating enough, so they feel like shit.
No, dude, I was eating fucking big meals. I mean, it wasn't shit I didn't want to eat, for the most part. I'm not really a foodie, so it wasn't bad. I ate the same shit every day.
I'm not even trying to weigh in like I'm in good shape or know what I'm talking about here, but I've been in the gym for 20 years, and you get these overweight people that come in and ask you for advice, like, what can I do? I need to lose weight. It's diet.
Yeah,
it's fucking diet.
More than anything.
It's more important than anything you're doing in the gym.
At your age, I mean, you can get away with fucking just working out, maybe. You probably can. I mean, I think I even can do it now, as far as dependent. But if I want to be super shredded, I got to eat right. That's just what it is.
Right.
Yep.
And people don't work out like us either, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we burn. How many calories?
We love it too much.
How many calories you burn a day, probably?
Dude.
Like these dudes are eating 3,000, 4,000
calories. Is that hard for you to keep your size on because you burn so many? I mean, you gotta.
Yeah, because there's so much cardio. Like pretty much in jiu-jitsu in practice, I learned for like an hour and a half. Then we're going like 30, 45 minutes live, and I'm losing like 6 pounds of water in practice alone. Right? So
you're only 24. You said you graduated high school at 170. I mean, you basically put 50 pounds on in that short period of time. So how hard is that to maintain that?
I mean, like I'm accustomed to it now, but before it was like I had to force food down. Now I'm fucking hungry all the time, But definitely, like I'll have days where it's midnight and I'm pounding this chicken and like don't feel like it, so I'm chewing chicken and trying to chug water at the same time, Right. But you got to do what you got to do. It's part of the process. And honestly, I enjoy it. It makes me feel like I earned that day a little bit. I earned this win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like you gotta earn it a little bit of
sacrifice. You have some sacrifice
for sure.
Yeah.
You guys are sort of the opposite story, and I mean, obviously in a little bit different professions, but you feel the best at your lightest. You feel the best fighting at the heaviest.
Yeah, I mean, so like, I want to say the weight that I compete at the best is probably like 225.
Yeah.
Where maybe even a little lighter, where I'm just completely shredded and I feel lighter, I feel faster, but at the same time, I can feel the weight discrepancy when I have a guy that's 260.
Like Cyborg, right?
Yeah. He's thick and dense. Yeah. So like, a guy like that has the weight and it's kind of been that weight for a long time. I can feel the difference, but it's compensated because I'm a little bit faster. I'm a little, probably about the same strength, but I feel like my endurance is a little bit better when I'm a little lighter.
So that strength you might feel in the first couple minutes, it starts to fade a little bit.
Exactly. If I like. It's an interesting ratio because for me, I can't be shredded all the time. Like I'll get smaller, like I'll lose muscle if I'm just too lean all the time with going to training, even if I'm lifting. But so I have to keep a steady pace of high protein in the diet. But to keep the size on, it's definitely an issue. But you just gotta eat hard. Eat hard. I eat minimum a gram of protein per pound. But usually if I'm trying to get like shredded, 1.4 per pound, and just like keep the protein coming.
Do you supplement it, or you try to eat just meat?
So like if I have a day where I'm just jam packed, I have a protein shake or two. But most days I'd say 6 or 7 days out of the week it's all meat. It's all food.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
What like what's your go-to?
So like breakfast, I usually do a ribeye, do like a 10 or 12 ounce ribeye, and then I wake up pretty late. That's like 10 o'clock, and then I go straight to practice after that. Usually ribeye and coffee for breakfast. When I come home, I'll either stop at Five Guys before I hop in the car because New York traffic sucks. So I'll get like a triple decker from there. Which is okay because it's right after practice, whatever. And then I'll go home. I have like an Eat Clean Bro meal, which is usually another 50
Five
grams.
Guys is my favorite burger spot, by the way.
Oh, it's
my favorite.
It doesn't even.
And there's
compare.
a million burger spots now.
Yeah.
Five Guys is my favorite.
It doesn't even compare to like.
You look at my Instagram. Me and the kids are always there.
I don't know. People say In and Out. I'm like,
well, that's West Coast.
I like Shake Shack.
That's
a lot,
West
too.
Coast.
Shake
There's no
Shack.
In and Out on the West Coast. I would agree with you because you get like a double pro. You can eat semi-healthy at In and Out, but there's nothing on the East
I don't wanna
Coast.
eat healthy if I go to a burger place.
No, I said you can eat semi-healthy, but on the West Coast, on the East Coast, I think Five Guys has got
You
it
don't
all
like
day.
Shake Shack?
Shake Shack is good. I mean, Burger 25, but that's not really a franchise. Burger 25 has got the best burgers around, but that's not I'm talking about a franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Five Guys way to go, and you can't beat. You can get the lettuce wrap if you want, but 3 triple decker burger, bacon, lettuce, tomato, can't beat it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, and then after practice, I have a burger, another Eat Clean Bro meal, walk the dog, probably eat again, and then go lift, and then eat about 2 more meals and call it a day, man. Yeah.
That my goal. When I'm done fighting, I want to weigh 175 with abs.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
gonna take some eating.
You're not
That's
gonna have a
take
neck
some
left,
eating.
bro. You're gonna be swole. This trap's gonna be touching your ears.
What's
at
the
170.
closest you ever been to 175?
No, I have been, but I mean that was
Have
like
you?
fake drinking, fucking,
yeah.
drinking and fat. I can't see my kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? It's bloated after a fight.
What's the recovery process like after like a 5-round fight?
It depends. Sometimes I'm fucking good, and sometimes I'm banged up. Like this fight,
Yeah.
I mean, like my face was probably by. I mean, I think we had some videos on Tuesday. I just had maybe a little black eye.
Yeah.
This fight with those I took some pretty nasty leg kicks.
Yeah.
I was limping for like 3 days, maybe 4 days. But I mean, I was fucking on the skin board and shit the other day.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
still a little sore. I don't want to get kicked in the leg, but
Yeah.
I'm walking fine and everything.
Those leg kicks are something that kind of come in the day after, right? Or is it like an immediate pain?
Yeah, that hurt. That shit hurt the whole time.
The
man.
whole time.
Yeah, it did. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
The crazy-
I mean, I just ate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
had to
I know
eat it.
you said you watched some of it, but the crazy part is, I mean, they look like they were just fucking. I mean, he was chopping him down, and you started checking some, but still, they got hurt. I did not see you limp at all until you walked out of there, and you could barely walk out of there when you walked out of there.
I
I didn't
live
see
until
you. You
it's
didn't
done.
show it.
I don't want to show.
There was
until-
no
until it's all said
tell
and done.
whatsoever. But I knew how bad you were hurting when you started to
I
walk
mean,
out.
I don't know if you could. I always like to jump between the rounds, like when I stand up off the stool. I like to jump, just be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
I'm still fucking here, baby." You know what I mean?
It's like a mental boost,
Yeah,
right?
like,
Yeah.
I was like hopping up in the air with both feet because I couldn't even fucking jump. I couldn't go back and forth. I was just like jumping up and down. I was fucking
Crazy.
I'm like, man, this looks bad.
Different kind of human that it takes to fight, man. I'll tell you that. It's fucking. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little fucked up in the head for sure. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be, bro. I don't think you can be, a normal guy and have extreme success in the UFC. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
No, yeah, I know. I definitely got something. My wife will tell you that for sure. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny though, because you talk about some things that make you nervous, and to me, I'm like, what the? This guy stands in front of killers, and he's nervous about driving his motorcycle on I-95.
Bro, fuck, that's life
You
or
know what I
death,
mean?
bro. That's life
That is
or
life or
death.
death.
That scares the shit
These
out
Jersey drivers don't
Yeah,
play.
that's
hell
true,
yeah.
that's true.
You know that.
I actually had a little Harley Davidson Iron 880.
Yeah.
89.
Yeah, that's a good looking bike.
Yeah.
This is
So a little Sportster.
You have it?
I sold it,
yeah.
because I sold it because I drove, I had when I was at my parents' house, but when I moved up here, I was just like,
Yeah, it's
I'm
too
definitely
crazy.
gonna die if I
North
fucking
Jersey,
drive
yeah,
up
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even here, it's crazy, bro.
Sometimes I love doing back roads, but even like the back road we took you on, you got to get on I-95 to get there. You're still dealing with
Yeah.
traffic to some degree, but that was a good ride out there.
Nah, it wasn't bad. Once
Yeah.
we got into PA
it was
and
nice-
like the long
nice ride,
Delaware,
yeah.
it was fucking great. I was loving
Yeah.
life. But on that fucking 195, I was white knuckle.
Dump trucks blowing by you, doing 90, dirt
Dude, I'm
blowing in
light
your
as
face.
fuck, bro. I think my feet are gonna fly off the back, and I'm gonna be holding on and shit. This dude's over here, one hand. I'm like, what the fuck?
What kind of bike you riding?
I got a breakout,
Okay.
Harley breakout.
Yeah.
Fat tire in the back.
Yeah.
I won it when I did the Ultimate Fighter show.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what's
So
up.
I only have like 400 miles on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are riding dirt bikes, 4-wheelers?
I grew up riding dirt.
I have a
Yeah.
quad. I have a quad.
Yeah.
My kid's into dirt bike riding.
Yeah. That's the safer route.
Yeah,
Get
for
out
sure.
for
You land
sure.
on the dirt, you're
Yeah.
alright. I mean, you might fucking break something, but you
For
ain't
sure,
gonna die.
yeah.
It's better than hitting a fucking car, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd rather hit a tree.
And dude, that's what's going through my fucking head while riding. I'm like, damn, if I fall off this thing, I'm like, there's trees everywhere. I'm just gonna slide and hit it to a fucking tree.
That's because you're overthinking it. You know, you're letting it get in your head.
True. When I came the second half of the trip, I came back. I felt much better. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sketchy. Big. I mean, especially if you're going in the Toms River, you have a humongous kind of overpass, like 6 lanes, 7 lanes.
Like that doesn't really make me that nervous, and it probably should. I don't know why. The only thing that even makes me slightly nervous is driving at dusk with deer, because deer are fucking everywhere. And I've hit one. I totaled the bike hitting one time.
Yeah.
On a motorcycle, bro.
One hit you.
No, he jumped out in front. Literally, this thing took one jump and it was right in front of me. It was nothing I could do. I fucking smoked it, killed it dead as a doornail.
Did you fall?
No, I never fell. I stood up.
Bike,
It totaled my bike. It folded. It folded the
bike?
front. Yeah, GSX-R 1000. It folded the front tire right through the radiator. Smoked my forks and everything. And the ass end of the deer came around. The front head came around, hit me on this side, but the ass end, which was the heavier end, I guess I hit it a little on the front side. Yeah. Hit me in the ankle so hard. I thought it broke my fucking ankle because it came around. But bro, shit shot out of its ass.
No.
And I was covered in deer shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's terrible. Bro, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
Dude, I was working for Public Works one day, and we're fucking weed whacking, and I look over and this guy's weed whacking grass and hits a pile of dog shit and fucking sprays it. Yeah. He was like, bro, I'm done. I'm going home. I was like, see you tomorrow, buddy.
Aren't you happy you don't have to say that anymore?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't weed whack for a living anymore. I mean, that's not a good feeling.
Definitely.
But it's hard work, man. Hard work got you there. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Man, I'm a big plumbing. Like I said, working in the elements. Fuck that. Man. I used to hate that shit. I remember when my dad's worker was like, "Go back to school, kid." I'm like, dude, I just want to fight for a fucking living. He's like, fight, man. You should fight. I'm like, I got fucking bills to pay. You know what I mean?
Just like to take this opportunity to say fuck you both, because I still work in the elements. So
you were in a fucking truck, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
What do you do?
He's a truck driver.
I'm in a union, man. I drive hazmat.
He's
truck.
in a fucking climated truck. I don't want to hear nothing.
I got it pretty easy now because I've been there for 23 years. I've been there. I grew up in it. My dad owns an oil company in Maine, so I kind of grew up in the business. But I've been with the same company since the day. The day I moved here, I started with the union. The next day, and I'm still with the same company. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a benefit package. It's too good to leave. You know what I mean? I do. I always say you got a side hustle in Jersey. I got some side hustle stuff that I do, but yeah, I keep my day job. It's my 8-hour.
I think that's the best way to do it. Have your hands in different shit.
Yeah, you got to, man. You got to. So
it's a different world too nowadays than like our parents grew up in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's definitely ways to make it work for you.
Like you were just talking about social media. I mean, that's, I wish I'd realized it earlier. What is there? So.
What's the name of your podcast? I know
Nicky Rod All Access.
Yeah, man.
Just started up. We're on episode
8.
All Access. That's not like a what is that? What is that? Fans only?
Oh, no, only fans. No, a little different. We keep it a little classier. Yeah, we're keeping the pants on for this one for sure.
So what is it? What do you guys? I mean, here people always ask me, "What do you guys do?" I say we're open format, man. We talk about everything. Obviously, the fight market comes in a lot because Frankie's a fighter, but we talk about current topics a lot, politics, whatever, whatever's in the news. We talk about it all, and we love having guests in, obviously, because it gives a whole nother perspective. You get the personal side, you get the professional side. Gives you a lot of perspective on what's going on because we love people weighing in on what's going on in the world. We love picking people's brains and seeing where they're at. So we just enjoy doing it. It's our bro out time. But how about you guys? What is your topics?
Yeah, it's literally the same thing. So I only have people that I like on, people I think are interesting or my friends, and I just bullshit, have a conversation. I actually had like a few guys come on. They were like, oh, like, you have questions that you're going to ask? Like, what's the script? I was
they want to know? Yeah. Honestly, I hate when people ask me to do podcasts like they're asking me to do a podcast. Like, oh, we're gonna, what time are you good to do it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, I give them a time. Okay, we're gonna talk and we'll talk about the podcast. I'm like, what do you mean? I just want to just have the fucking podcast.
Same.
I don't want to know what you're gonna ask me. Just fucking ask me. I'll be okay.
Yep. I agree. I agree. Thing. I'm the same way. I just fucking wing it.
I feel like it flows better. Even us.
Yeah.
Like we used to, like when we first started this, like, all right, let's get some talking points. Now I just show up, we fucking sit down here and just wing it because it flows better. Yep. It just flows better.
I think that's the way to do it. So like my first 2 podcasts, it was just me solo, and I literally just did it. I was like, all right, if I can hold a conversation with myself for like 45 minutes to 50 minutes, then I should be fine talking to anybody in the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I kind of like did those first 2 episodes, just talk about whatever, just to prove myself. Like, exactly, just ranting, just to say like I can hold down the conversation. Yeah. Cool.
Now, did you have anybody? I mean, I'll be honest with you. Our toughest task was the technical side of it, like getting stuff set up, and then getting a host site and then uploading and syncing the audio with the video. And that, I was like, I don't know how to do this shit. So our good buddy Louie that was here earlier that got us set up and ready to go because we were having some mixer issues, helped us a lot with that. Did you do that yourself? I'm impressed if you did.
So no, I have a director. Yeah. So
Okay.
I just give him a percentage of whatever we're going to make in the future.
Okay.
And I pretty much we split it. Like he's doing all the merch and stuff. I just do promoting and show for the podcast.
Right on.
He sets everything up, and I'm not the most tech savvy guy at all.
Yeah,
It's not for me.
Same.
I don't even have a computer. I have an iPad and a phone.
Roger still got a VCR.
8-track player. I'm like, hey, did you see Rogan's new podcast room?
Dude,
Holy
it's
shit!
sick.
So futuristic
Yeah.
looking. It's
Yeah,
sick.
it looks like fucking the Space Odyssey.
It does,
dude,
right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Looks
You ever
like-
do that show?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. That's big time.
This past winter, actually, I was out there. What was I out there for? I went to some Bellator, actually, and I stayed out and fucking hung out with him. Yeah,
That's what's
it was
up.
dope. It was dope.
But
That was his old studio now, but that was like his new studio at the time. That was ridiculous. Like
Speaking
a huge
of-
warehouse.
Speaking of Bellator, Corey signed. What
Yeah,
do you think
Corey
about that?
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
awesome.
happy for him.
yeah, I wonder how Corey did training in AKA, because that's a pretty decent transition from
Yeah.
guys over here.
Yeah, no, he did really well, man.
Yeah.
He did really well.
It's good.
You
He's a
know.
worker, man. He
He's-
fucking puts
dude.
the hours in. Man.
Everybody says that about him.
Yeah.
He's one
He's
of
the hardest worker.
workers ever.
Dude, when I show up to wrestling practice, he's there 30 minutes early,
Yeah.
30 minutes later, drilling, taking
Yeah,
shots.
dude,
Like he's a
he is
workhorse.
he's a workhorse, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I tell a story about him all the time. You'll appreciate it from wrestling, but I walk in my father-in-law's house. He's there. We're having my little get-together, and I have my boys with me, and we came from wrestling practice. And Corey's like, "Hey, boys, how'd you do today?" And my one son's like, "2nd or 3rd." My other son's like, "Good." He's like, "Good." He's like, "What'd you go, 1-1, 2-2?" I'm like, "We didn't win a match today, Core." You know? He's like, "That's all right." He's like, "I started wrestling your age. I didn't win a match till I was in 10th grade." I'm like,
Wow.
"Wait, what?" I was like, "Wait, what'd you say?" So
Wow.
he didn't win a match from 3rd grade to 10th grade. I'm
Just
like,
kept going.
"What?" Just kept going. You know?
Corey actually told me some when we were wrestling, and I was like pissed tired, and he was like, "This only lasts so long."
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"You're fucking right."
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, "The round's only so long."
Yeah.
We talk about stories. That guy has just a great story. I mean, he was a chubby kid, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he was
yeah.
a chubby
Yep,
kid,
yep,
and
Turn national champion wrestling,
Right,
right? Division
right.
3 national champ.
Division,
Bro.
2 or 3, something like that.
shows you how your mental state can just change everything, change
Yeah.
the physics of your body and your.
Yeah, he's
you know.
a special dude, man. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets that Bellator title.
Dude, that'd be
Who's
big
got it
time.
now?
yeah.
Bader just lost, right?
Well, Bader has the heavyweight title. The light heavyweight
right,
just
right.
lost to Nekimov, some.
That was a
Russian
rough
dude.
fight. I saw
fuck,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
That Russian dude's legit, dude.
Dude,
Fuck,
yeah.
fuck,
Yeah, talk about a physique, too. I mean, Ryan
Yeah.
Bader's a fucking awesome
Yeah.
physique, too. This
Yeah.
guy's shredded.
Yeah, he was shredded.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I hope Corey gets the fucking fame and money he deserves, man.
Yeah.
UFC,
Well, he's
UFC's such a
def-
tough,
yeah, it's tough.
every fight you have, it's a fucking savage.
hard
Yeah.
to understand who they get behind, who they promote. Hard to even understand rankings. Sometimes it's hard. I mean,
You
UFC
know-
is the pedigree, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to.
It's tough. It's tough. You know, they've been good to me though, always throughout my career. But I mean, I fucking won. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it goes, yeah.
You got to win if you want to get taken
Curious
care
what they're gonna do if the hype train is over with Sugar Tank there.
of. Well, I mean, hey, you seen what happened with one guy kicking the leg?
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering if that hype train is now stopped. You think they're still gonna push him as hard as they
they'll
did?
push him. Dude,
He's
still-
fun, he's fun to watch. He tries
he is.
shit.
Yeah, he is. He's fun. He's
Yeah.
got the gift of gab.
Yeah,
He believes his own hype. You know, he keeps talking. He's like, I'm undefeated. Like, nah, I don't think you're undefeated, bro. You know, but hey.
You know who's a really entertaining fighter as well? Zabit, and
Oh.
training with him a lot, right?
Yeah,
I feel like they shortchanged him a lot, man. You feel that way?
How so? What do you mean?
Well, they were supposed to give him the Nicky Rodriguez fight a bunch of times,
yeah,
right?
well, Yair kept getting hurt.
Wow.
That wasn't his fault. That's not UFC's fault.
No, I thought Yair ducked it one time.
Well, that's what he said. Then they released Yair. Yair
Right.
said, "Okay, I'll fight him."
Right.
Then they book it,
Right,
and then Yair got hurt.
Right. Okay. So
Okay, then
one
they
and
rebooked-
one.
No, then they rebooked it again.
He got hurt
And
again.
he got hurt again.
Okay.
So,
So
I mean, it's
two
not
two
on-
and one.
Yeah, but it's not. That's not on UFC. You know.
Well, all right. I guess not, but I mean, listen. If you're comparing Sugar Tank and Zabit, I mean, I feel like Zabit puts on better performances, and they should. Do you think it's
For sure, but it's. I mean, how do you promote Zabit? You don't speak any English.
I
you
suppose that's got some truth
Yeah.
to it. That's got
No
he does-
English, and it still has 1 million followers on
know?
Instagram.
Well, Rush. Honestly, I think in my Instagram following, I think my biggest city might be Moscow, where I have the. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like,
Really?
they're just into fucking fighting.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, not for nothing. There's an influx of Russians from
Dagestan,
from
Chechnya,
Dagestan in Bellator, in UFC,
Absolutely.
and every fighting championship, really.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like fucking Abraham Lincoln.
He really does. Man.
He really does.
You say he's an eccentric dude, right? Like we'll go after training. Someone told me he'll like go for walks through the woods by himself and shit. Someone told me that.
I don't know. He's living at my condo for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he has He has horses and shit back in Russia. You know.
Wow.
Fucking bunch
Probably
of
fucking
horses.
superstar back home.
They said he's a fucking super like LeBron. He's like LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, or even Khabib too is probably even more so.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
gotta be.
Yeah.
I used a star over here.
Yeah, he's a star over here. Over there, he's Michael Jackson.
What do you think of that Gaethje fight?
Without touching the little boys.
Oh, the
What do you
Gaethje.
think? What do you think about
Gaethje's got
versus
fucking
Khabib?
bombs.
He's
in
such
his
a gamer, man. He's such a gamer.
Yeah, that is pretty much classic striker versus wrestler. Although Gaethje is a wrestler, knows how to wrestle.
Yeah.
But can he stop Khabib? You know, that's tough. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I don't know on that one, man.
If anybody's gonna be Khabib, it'll be Gaethje.
Yep.
But you know, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you've just never seen anybody take down, lace the legs, and fucking maul anybody.
bro,
like
his
that.
leg
He
kicks
Takes
are-
down, they don't get up.
Yeah.
You know?
Doesn't get up.
I mean,
Oh,
unless-
Khabib.
Khabib.
I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about Gaethje's leg kicks. He's got some pretty epic
yeah.
leg kicks.
Yeah.
Dude,
Which
he
could
came
slow
out here
Khabib down.
and trained with me back in 2014. I think I brought him out when I was getting ready for the first Cub fight. And this when he was the World Series or the PFL champ or whatever.
Okay.
And he's good dude, just funny, silly guy, you know. He comes in, he kicked me in the knee the one time.
Yeah.
And we're driving back, I'm taking home. I'm like, damn, man, you got me right in my fucking knee. He's like, yeah, that's where I aim. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, bro, I said, don't aim that on me, man.
Yeah, I was a big Tony Ferguson fan. I thought Tony Ferguson was going to give Khabib a real run for his money, and then Gaethje fought him, and it was crazy. I couldn't believe how good Gaethje is. I just couldn't believe it.
I mean, look, I'm not thinking Gaethje's a fucking man, bro. I think he's getting better too. He's like being a little selective. He didn't hurt him and fucking run after him. He's definitely getting better.
Patient, yeah.
But I just felt like Ferguson didn't look great either.
I couldn't believe how bad he looked. Couldn't believe
he
how
cut
bad
a
he
lot of
looked.
weight prior to that
because
fight, right?
he made the weight for the original
Yeah.
fight because he's wanted to be a tough guy.
Right.
Dude, sometimes like get out of your own way, bro.
Right,
you know.
right.
I think
Dude is smart
that had to affect him, right?
Yeah.
There's
I
no
mean, dude,
way.
he
It just didn't look like his gas tank was there.
Yeah, and he just physically, he just looked like he had no pop. You know what I mean? No
Yeah.
pop. He had no muscle pop.
Yeah,
right.
And he's not like a muscular guy. But I'm saying usually he looks like an athlete. Mostly didn't look like an athlete. You know? I don't know if that's from making weight that close to back. You know.
Dude, I don't see how it wouldn't affect it. I mean, if you have to make 30 back to back,
that's tough, dude.
bro.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like back in the wrestling days. You go to states, you have to make weight 3 days in a way,
Yeah.
or 3 days in a row.
Flat weight.
Flat weight, yeah.
And you wrestle an hour later.
Yeah,
It's a lot different, bro.
True
A lot
that.
different.
True that.
Like, like when we weigh in, we have 30 fucking hours. What are weigh-ins for you for ADCC and stuff like that?
It's day before.
Day before.
Yeah.
So guys,
Day before.
you're heavyweight
I'm
anyway.
heavyweight.
But
Yeah.
But still.
So heavyweight is what? Anything over 205? And
Whatever 99 kilograms is might be
211?
something like that.
Let me get my
Yeah.
calculator out.
Yeah. Were you an athlete at all? Football, wrestling?
Listen, I grew up in such a small school, D division, like tiny. 7 towns went to my high school. 7 different towns.
Wow.
And there was only 300 kids in the whole school.
Wow.
So we had bare basics, bro. We had basketball, baseball, and
How many
soccer.
kids you have in your graduating
Yeah.
class?
52, I think.
No.
7
wow.
towns went to
Wow.
my high school. Yeah,
So
So
he lost his virginity
yeah.
to his sister.
I did. We still talk though. She's a
that's
sweet
great.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
She sends-
I have a similar. I mean, my high school was only one town, but 75 kids in my graduating
Oh, wow.
class.
Yeah, yeah,
really
Holy
small.
shit.
Really
Wow.
small.
Yeah, that is
See,
small.
Tom's
Yeah.
River is big as fuck. We have
Huge.
fucking 4 high schools.
Yeah.
You know?
Tom's River wrestling is huge.
Yeah,
Tom's Plainfield
yeah.
wrestling is huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's your guys' rival?
Well, it used to be Memorial. When I grew up, now they changed, they redistrict everything.
Yeah,
It's fucking
yeah,
so
yeah.
stupid. But when I grew up,
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's horrible, bro. Like they did it. Well, I don't know. I heard because some regions are just tougher than others. They wanted to
Yeah.
like, make it more. But I'm like, dude, that's wrestling. What do you mean make it more fair? Like it's fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
You crapped out. You're in a tough division. Either be good or don't. The cream
Yep.
rises to the top.
You got to win to get out.
Yeah, cream
Yep.
rises to the top.
It's an individual sport, man.
Yeah.
It is.
Yo, that,
But our
that laptop just went blank. Is that
I don't know, bro.
power didn't go out? Did it? He's got it plugged
It's
in,
your
right?
boy. It's your boy.
Let me
Come
check
on, Lou.
that. Jesus Christ! I just saw it blanked out. But
Come on, Lou. It's all right. We're recording there anyway.
We're recording on the.
But we our rivals are Jackson, Southern, and Memorial.
Yeah. Wow. How long ago you guys? When did you start the podcast?
We started what? December or January?
honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, like around December, January.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think it's good, man. I mean, it's such an easy thing to kind of.
And honestly, like you said, like
What is it?
I don't even know. Yeah, something like that.
Why did it crap out? I don't get it.
No idea, buddy. But yeah, it makes me better in front of the mic. You know, that's what I figure. It gets me more mic time, more speaking time. I'm not the best speaker. I've done a lot of it. You know, I've done analyst work on Fox, ESPN. I used to do the Fox Fight Game Show way back, like way back.
You ever get a little camera shy going?
Oh, for sure, all the time. I'm much better now.
Yeah,
you know. But I remember doing the analyst work. I don't know if it was ESPN or Fox, and
let's just hope it's recording on the SD.
we were doing. I remember I totally just blanked. Cormier's like, keep going. But it was a rehearsal. Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm like, fuck, bro, my bad.
Yeah, that's I remember like when I first started when I went on my first podcast, I had like a second when they were like, "Oh, we're live." I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" I was like freaking.
I
out
wouldn't
at
24. I wouldn't have had that confidence. I don't think I wouldn't. That's you know what I mean. But
it's definitely a learned attribute. Yeah, something to practice on.
And if you can be good at that and have the confidence with the gift of gab, and be a talented athlete on top of that, and have the confidence there, I mean that's the Conor McGregor combo right there. You know what I mean? So
Conor McGregor combo, I like that. Yeah, I like to get my hands in different pots. I actually filled out a application for WWE. Like,
I think you'd be great for that.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like last year, and they flew me out for a tryout, and I didn't. They ended up like not accepting me. But
really?
Yeah, but I was like, got
Maybe,
there.
Yeah, but you know
there.
what? You doing what you're doing now?
Yeah.
Gives your namesake. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So you go back like, oh, I'm the fuck. You know, I'm ADCC. This that.
I'd tune in.
That'll hold some weight for you.
I'd tune into a Nicky Rodriguez versus Zach. Wow.
I'll give it a shot.
Zach's the fucking replacement Roger.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's
my
great.
ex's dude, and I got no beef with him at all. He's a really nice guy, but he's he tried out for the WWE too. So
how'd that work out? Did you get it?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea, but I know that's his passion and his dream. But you guys are about the same size, so maybe you'll.
You want me to beat him up? Is that-
No, we've had no beef at all. He's a good dude, but I'll let you know if he steps out of line. You can fuck him.
For sure. Bro, did your life change at all because of that show?
I mean, listen, I still work the same job, like I said, that I always have. I'd be lying if I said it didn't change at all. But I feel like, for being a guy at the Jersey Shore and being exposed to that, all the good benefits would come if I was single.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship. I got married. I had 2 kids. So, I didn't get to, it wasn't like women were throwing themselves all over me and I was raking in millions of dollars. I was just the dude that a girl was dating on the show. So yes and no. I mean, listen, I have no regrets. I have 2 amazing kids out of it, and it was worth every bit of it. And, I got a lot of good memories from it. But, everything happens for a reason, man. So, but I've often said that if you're going to be in that spotlight and in that reality TV world, whatever, be single, man. Then you get to reap all the benefits from it. You know what I mean? So
that's a good point. That reality TV's got to be tough too, because they're kind of following your life around with a fucking camera.
I think the number one question I get asked all the time is, do they tell you what to do? Is it put on? Is it fake? Is it? No. I mean, no. But I will say this. They can edit you in any way they want to basically make you look like whatever they want. Because think about it. They film you on 14 different cameras, 24 hours a day. If they want to make you
they can chronologically put it
if they want to make you the bad guy in a situation, they can easily do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's editing. A lot of shit happens in the editing room. A lot of shit.
Did you run into any case scenarios where they kind of damage your name a little bit, or just make you seem like an asshole when you weren't? No,
man. Most dudes that walked into that house got picked on because the Jersey Shore guys are pretty fucking ruthless. I never had any. Maybe it's because I'm a big dude. I don't know. I got along with everybody.
Definitely why.
Never had any beef with anybody. Really.
Alphas don't fuck with alphas.
Yeah.
I walk in that bitch, I'm going to fight someone.
I was a lot better shape and a lot younger back then too. So that was a decade ago. You know what I mean? So I was probably in my heyday back then. I looked a little bit more like you than I do now back then. So I didn't get fucked with at all. Nobody really talked any shit. I mean, there was a few scenarios that happened that weren't anything crazy that maybe I got made to look a little worse than I was. But it was all good, man. I got no hatred there. But I feel like I was done with it when I had children and I was moving on. They're still filming that fucking show, bro.
It's crazy.
They're still doing it.
It's like the number 1 show on MTV, right?
Yeah,
it is.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I wish them well. I'm not talking shit, but who would have thought it would still be going on, you know?
Dude, for them, that's got to be, to land a gig like that where you just kind of show up, like, not really knowing what's going on to a beach house and then fucking
End up,
you're just the fucking superstar afterwards,
winning a lottery in a sense, right?
Yeah.
A lot of luck in it, but I will say this. There's a lot of luck in it, but I also feel that the average person that watches that show says, I can do that. And then I see these people. A lot of these times, these guys will just be extras hanging out of the bar, and you put a camera on them, and they fucking clam up and don't have. Yep. They have no charisma. It's like filming sheetrock, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you were gonna be the next big thing. You know what I mean? You're gonna be the next fucking superstar.
You still gotta have something. You gotta something
gotta
that
have
people want to tune into.
Some personality.
They casted a perfect cast for that show. They did.
Yeah.
There's such a. The dynamic between them all.
What's crazy is, like, I remember it was the Real World. Real World was like, that's essentially Real World that stayed together. You know
sort of, yeah.
Yeah, actually,
I watched all the Real Worlds. The original Puck,
that's
Pedro.
I remember Puck.
Pedro Zambora, remember?
No.
The dude that died of AIDS. Puck was always picking on him, and
they were in the same show.
They were in the same show.
Really?
Yeah.
How did he die of AIDS?
Well, he was a gay dude that died of AIDS. I mean, I don't know.
Sorry,
what do you mean?
Sorry, Raj.
No, I'm saying, like, what do you mean? How did he die of AIDS? Like,
well, I didn't know. I'm saying, how did he get AIDS? Maybe.
Yeah, no, he was a gay guy, but he was very open about it. Brought a lot of light to it.
He had AIDS on the show.
Yeah.
He told people he had AIDS on the show.
Yeah, talked about it openly.
And that was like when AIDS was taboo.
Yeah, right. Now you don't
right?
hear.
I mean, like,
you don't
people
hear.
Like, I don't want to share the fucking banter with this guy.
But you don't hear about AIDS anymore, and I feel like people don't die like they were dying of AIDS.
You could live with AIDS. Look at Magic Johnson.
Bro, that guy's been living for 30 years. With
healthy.
Yeah. So you don't.
You
hear
know that CRISPR. That
you know what you do hear about a little bit now though.
That gene editing.
COVID-19. You hear a little bit about that.
Yeah. CRISPR, though, the gene editing thing. Remember I talked about that before.
Yes.
I think they made kids that are resistant to AIDS. Like they
can't.
They
genetically modify them.
Genetically modify them, and they cannot get AIDS.
Hey, maybe.
No, maybe. It's kind of fucking believe nothing. maybe. I just told you, motherfucker. I just told you.
You said I believe was your words that you used.
No, I didn't say I believe. I said they can't get AIDS.
They're genetically modified, so they can't.
Maybe that's not the proper terminology yet, but I believe CRISPR is something.
I believe. You just said it again. I believe.
Exactly. I didn't say I believe about fucking the kids with AIDS. That I know.
Okay.
I'm saying I believe it was genetically modified. Maybe that's not the proper terminology, but. So there's hope for you, buddy.
Yeah, well, if I get single again, I want to be genetically modified so I don't get AIDS at Beachcomber.
You guys have anybody you know caught COVID or anything?
I do, yeah. A couple people.
Really?
A couple people. My buddy, he's a fireman in Jersey City. He got it, beat it, fucking
no problem.
Hey, athlete, you know.
Yeah.
My strength and conditioning guy I work with, he got it, fucking beat it, no problem.
Yeah.
I know.
Did they have any symptoms?
If they did, the few people I know, it was like barely anything.
Yeah, my buddy had it. The one he ran 6 miles and shit. He's like, I felt a little tired, but he was fine. Yeah. Even the guy I fought, Pedro Munoz, we were supposed to fight a month ago. He got it. That's why our fight got pushed back.
Did you?
And he said, I just thought I was tired from training. So I can't back in and fucking be.
I don't know how much you stay on top of this, but it's a common subject down here for us. Did you see the CDC?
Yeah,
I sent it to you.
Yeah, dude.
Can you believe that shit? They bury it in
CDC
the they bury it in the fine
They
print.
say only 6% of that 150,000 deaths are from COVID alone.
Wow. Everybody else that died
people
had an average of 2.6. That's the breakdown, I guess.
Comorbidities, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Other factors that contribute to this.
Yeah.
Average of almost 3 contributing factors, major health issues that contributed to their death. So the number is around 10,000 people.
I think the ones that died of just COVID were also older. Right. And
so you're telling me this isn't political? Come on,
it's got to be a political concern. I mean, I'm sure there's
12,000 people died of H1N1 when Obama was president. You never heard a word about it. Did you hear anything about H1? It wasn't a pandemic. That's for sure.
I'll tell you what. That's when I fought Shirk. Actually, that's when it happened. I fought Shirk, and I got sick during that camp. And I was like, fuck, do I got H1N1? I thought I had it.
See?
I was shitting and throwing up like a motherfucker, bro.
That was just another flu, H1N1?
Yeah, that's all it was, pretty much.
Yeah, I never, I'm the kind of guy that not wear a mask unless the guy in Target makes me.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way, bro. Everywhere I go. Yeah. If you make me
I'll
wear it, I'll wear it.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard. I feel like it's supposed to be a free country.
Right.
I feel like, I don't know, if you made the mask like, hey, you should wear these masks, that'd be okay. Yeah. Making it mandatory is kind of,
I think maybe going into a place like, whatever, if I want service, I need to wear it. But I'm not wearing that shit outside, dude.
No.
Fuck no.
Dude, I had one girl, I'm walking down the street, and this older lady, I was walking with no mask, and she was like, I can't believe you don't have a fucking mask on. You're an asshole. I was like, please die now. Like
You're walking down
please
the
die.
street.
Yeah.
We're
right?
outside.
We're outside.
They say it dies in UV.
Yeah,
in the
it's
sun.
midday. She's walking, and I saw her. Right, she's like 10 feet away from me, and I'm walking closer, and she stops and puts hand sanitizer on. I was like, "This bitch gonna be a problem."
So is she an asshole, or is she just a sheep that has totally been
Buying
fear
into the
mongered
bullshit.
by the media, and she's just brainwashed, and she's not of, I guess, a strong enough mindset to make up her own opinion and do her own research? Which is it? I don't know. I want to call her a bitch too. And
I'd say
but
even if you have that opinion, the only part that makes you an asshole is actually confronting
you had to
somebody.
say it.
You had to say it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. We ran into that one night. We went to dinner one night.
Yeah.
June 18, and I didn't hear it because I definitely would have been a smart ass. It's an older lady. There's only so much you can do, but I definitely would have said something smart,
You
smart
hurt her
alecky.
feelings, you know.
I ran in to use the bathroom, so I was like late getting to the group. But as we walked into the restaurant, the older lady said, "Put on your freaking mask" or something.
We're all
like
sitting,
that.
like we're all
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
down. Like, though, what? You're telling me there's COVID up here? There ain't COVID down here? Get the fuck out of here! You know, it's just
that's
ridiculous.
true. That's true.
She just wanted to tell a bunch of young people to fucking put that. She wanted to be the voice of
Well, that's
authority.
the problem. Those people, I don't know, you call them Karens, Disney moms, like we call them, whatever they are.
Disney moms, I like that.
But it's just like, it's just people that like to fucking point the finger. It don't matter what the issue is. They want to point.
They just want to say something that you.
To
make
me,
you do
the
it,
worst ones are you're not there yet. You're only 24, but you are. To me, the worst ones are the parenting fucking police. Those Karens can't stand. Nobody should tell any short of abuse, short of like beating your kids. Nobody should tell you how to fucking parent. I get that. I get tons of that on my.
But this is you engage. I don't engage.
Sometimes I
Like
engage.
people DM you, like
Sometimes.
telling you how to.
Yeah,
parent
like
your kids.
I mean, just like if my kids jump off my waterfall. It's a concrete waterfall. They've jumped off it 1,000,000 times, and yes, is there a factor there where they could possibly? There's a factor there where they could ride their bikes in the street and run into a telephone pole. I don't sweat small shit like that. My kids are gonna get hurt. My kids are going to break bones. My kids are going to get beat up. Now, I don't try to my level of tolerance is probably a lot higher than most parents, but I'm not trying to put my kids in danger, but my kids ain't living in a bubble either.
Yeah.
But when I post stuff like that, I get a fair number of Karens, Disney moms, whatever you want to call them. They're like, "How dare you? What?" Like even my kid, like in the mermaid thing, when she swims in that thing, everybody's like, "You're an idiot! Like your kid's gonna drown!" Like,
I mean, people are so
you mean
fucking dumb,
they
bro.
just want to tell you how to parent, and it drives me nuts. But
I'd love to fucking every person that says something. I'd love to meet up with them.
yeah,
That
never
guy-
happened.
Honestly, Eddie.
You know how many people I've run into in my life that talk shit to my face?
I know,
Zero.
I know. Eddie had the best idea. I forgot he had a name for it too. You know, he did the bully beatdown.
Yeah.
Remember that? This is like something like where you find the person that's been talking mad shit, and then you go to their house and be like, okay, now, all right, now it's like we're not gonna fight, obviously.
Right.
Like now you got to work out with me. Let's see if you can fucking work. Let's see if you can work out with me, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Something like that.
True
So
that.
he had like a great name for it. I fucking forgot what it was.
That show Bully Beatdown did pretty well for a
Yeah,
while.
hell yeah.
Until he went crazy.
He literally went crazy.
until he
right?
lost
he
his
just
fucking
got
mind,
locked
bro.
up again recently. I
He
know.
did?
Yeah,
Bro, he stripped off naked in a church one time.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
he's got some mental issues.
What's his name again?
Jason
Miller.
Jason
Mayhem Miller.
Mayhem
Mayhem
Miller,
Miller.
yeah.
And he was, in his day, up until he fought Bisbing, and he looked horrible when they did
He was okay.
When he fought Bisbing?
No,
No, before that.
he was okay.
When he was over in Japan, he was probably his best, right? When he was
he
fighting
did
in Japan.
okay. Yeah.
I thought he was
okay.
I guess for that time frame, he was a good fighter. But then, he did the house. I think he came in way overweight for that fight, if I remember correctly. He fought Bisbing, and he
Bisbing
looked horrible,
torched him,
and he was
yeah.
never the same since then. And then I think at that time, or was it before that or after that, he was doing Billy Wood. He was definitely making some money with that show because it was a popular show.
Yeah.
And then he just went fucking lunatic crazy,
Yeah.
literally lunatic crazy.
Yeah, he's shot, bro.
Yeah.
It happens. I don't know if I'm getting hit in the head, maybe.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Well, I don't know, man. I think it was a good one, Nicky. Oh,
Yeah.
let's talk about a couple things. You want to plug Instagram? You want to plug you mentioned your All Access with Nicky Rod is your
Yeah, if you guys want to keep up with me, I have you can follow me on Instagram at NickyRod247, on YouTube and Spotify and every other iTunes podcast platform is going to be at Nicky Rod All Access. Give it a check it out, y'all.
What do you got coming up? Anything for tournaments or anything?
Competitions going on?
No competitions coming, but I'm in shape. They call me, I'll be there. I'll be ready.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, baby.
Awesome, man. Good times, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah,
for coming, guys.
appreciate you coming on, man. Good interview.
Thank you.
Champ and the Tramp out. Share, like,
Peace.
subscribe, guys.